Enough. Enough of shrinking. Enough of second-guessing the fire in your bones. Enough of apologizing for breathing with boldness. You were not created to live small. You were not born to remain silent. You were not called to blend into a world that forgot who it is. There is a roar inside of you, and I placed it there, a holy defiance against the darkness, a sacred resistance against despair, a strength that doesn't shout for show, but stands when everything else crumbles. You've spent too long tiptoeing around your own greatness, watering yourself down to comfort those who fear light. You've let your past put handcuffs on your future. But I say to you now, rise, rise. Not with arrogance, but with clarity. Rise, not with fury, but with focus. Rise, not to prove yourself, but to be yourself. The self I designed before the foundation of the world. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for perfection. Do not wait for them to understand. You have delayed destiny long enough because you mistook humility for hiding and meekness for muting your voice. But I am calling you out of the cave, the same cave you crawled into when heartbreak hit, the one you slept in after betrayal, the one you stayed in, thinking safety meant stillness. But safety without purpose is another kind of death. You are not made for shadows. You are not dust. You are breath. You are not wounded. You are a weapon in healing. Yes, life hit hard. Yes, they left. Yes, you failed. But your failure is not final. Your loss is not your label. And your breaking was not your burial. It was the cracking open of your calling. Do you think I anoint those who've never been crushed? No. I choose those who know pain, because they carry compassion that cannot be taught, because they walk not for fame, but with fire. So rise, rise, even if your legs shake. Rise, even if your heart still bleeds. Rise, even if no one is clapping. Rise, because the world doesn't need another mask. It needs your truth. You were born to disrupt the darkness, to set captives free just by standing in your light, to walk into rooms and shift atmospheres with presence alone, to speak life into dry bones, not with empty words, but with a voice that's been through fire and still sings. No more hiding, no more settling, no more asking, who am I to do this? You are chosen, you are marked, you are equipped, and every battle you thought would kill you has actually trained your hands for war. So pick up your voice, pick up your courage, pick up your anointing and wear it like armor. I have not called you to safety. I have called you to impact. And impact is not gentle. It is felt. It is noticed. It changes the room. You are the echo of eternity in a world obsessed with noise. You are the steady flame in a culture of wildfire. You are the evidence of grace that walks upright, unshaken, because you know who walks with you. Now go. Speak when you're afraid. Stand when you're surrounded. Love even when it's not returned. And live, not half, but whole. Not later, but now. The world is waiting. Heaven is watching. And I am in you, with you, for you. This is your time. You were born for the battlefield, not the balcony. This world is not a stage for applause. It is a battlefield for truth. And you, yes, you, were never meant to sit on the balcony watching others fight for light while you wither in self-doubt and regret. I did not breathe life into your lungs just so you could watch your days pass by from the sidelines. You were born for the front lines. Born to wrestle with injustice, to challenge the lies that masquerade as wisdom, to shatter every ceiling fear tried to build above your head. There is fire in your bones because there is purpose in your soul, and I did not place it there to be cute, to make you inspirational on Sundays. I placed it there because the war between light and darkness is real, and I've chosen you to carry my flame into the fight. Don't tell me you're not ready. I am your readiness. Don't tell me you're not qualified. I am your covering. Don't tell me you're too wounded. I use wounds to anoint. Your scars don't disqualify you. They commission you. You keep waiting for peace before you act. But I say, move while the fear is still trembling. Because obedience opens the waters, and courage isn't the absence of fear. It's faith refusing to be bullied. The enemy doesn't fear your comfort zone. He fears the day you wake up and realize you were born dangerous, born to shift culture, born to interrupt cycles, born to expose the lies that silence too many voices, born to live holy. In a world that trades souls for applause, and you will not be everyone's favorite. That is by design, because you weren't called to entertain. You were called to disrupt. Some will misunderstand you. Let them. Some will leave you. Bless them. Some will oppose you. Face them. You do not need universal approval to fulfill a divine assignment. Stop dimming yourself to keep peace that was never real. Stop watering down truth to fit spaces too small for your fire. Stop silencing your roar just to be liked by people who've never met your soul. You were not an accident in the womb, and you are not a shadow in the world. You are light, and light was made to expose darkness. You are salt, and salt was made to sting when it lands on what festers, so do not apologize for your clarity. Do not be ashamed of your convictions. Do not retreat when they mock the very thing that saved you. Speak. Even if your voice cracks, stand. Even if you stand alone, shine. Even if it blinds those still hiding from their own light. Because when you rise, you give others permission to do the same. And when you walk forward unafraid, hell trembles. This is not the time to play small. This is not the season to blend in. This is the hour to rise with fire, to fight with love, to live like you were born for more because you were. Your weapons are not of this world. You've tried to fight like the world fights, with louder words, sharper comebacks, heavier masks. But your soul grew weary, and still the darkness stayed, because those were never your weapons. Your true power is not in noise, it's in nearness. Not in fists, it's in fire. Not in defense, it's in discernment. You don't need to scream to shake the earth. When you pray, heaven moves. When you forgive, hell shatters. When you worship in your weariness, walls fall. Your weapons are not visible, they are eternal. Your faith is a sword. Every time you believe again, you swing it with precision. Your praise is a war cry, not because your life is perfect, but because you know who still reigns in the storm. Your stillness is strategy. While others scramble, your stillness makes room for me to act. Your compassion is warfare, because in a world addicted to hate, love is the loudest rebellion. You don't need to wear armor made by man. You are already clothed in glory. You are already covered in covenant. You are already equipped with grace. So stop looking for tools that flatter the ego. Pick up the weapons that fortify the soul. This world teaches performance. I teach power. They reward aggression. I reward surrender. Your enemies expect retaliation. Give them peace. They expect panic. Walk in unshaken trust. They expect collapse. Rise in unexplainable joy, because your victory won't come by doing it their way. It will come when you remember who you are and whose you are. You carry something more dangerous than rage. You carry revelation, and when you live from that place, not what they said, not what they stole, not what they assumed, but from what I declared about you, you become unstoppable. This war you're in, it's not about people. It's about purpose. It's not about attention. It's about assignment. And that's why you must be dangerous in a different way. Not angry, anchored. Not loud, lit. Not proud, possessed by promise. Because you weren't sent here to echo the world. You were sent to interrupt it. to speak when others are silent, to stand when compromise feels easier, to shine, not as a spotlight, but as a signal. There is another way. There is still light. There is still life. So fight, but not like them. Fight like me, with mercy, with truth, with flame. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when silence is no longer surrender, but suffocation. When playing small is no longer humble, but disobedient. When hiding becomes the very thing that keeps the world from healing. This is that moment. You've been quiet long enough. You've minimized your voice to protect fragile egos. You've withheld your truth to avoid making waves. You've shrunk your fire to keep the room comfortable. But I didn't create you to survive the room. I created you to set it ablaze. So now, let the earth hear you roar. Not with anger, but with authority. Not with pride, but with presence. Not for show, but as a signal to heaven and hell that you remember who you are. You are not soft clay, to be reshaped by culture. You are not background noise to a louder narrative. You are not a maybe, a someday, or a silent spectator. You are divine disruption. When you speak truth, chains break. When you stand tall, others remember they can, too. When you walk in boldness, you walk on the heads of lies that have lived too long. Don't tell me you're not ready. I didn't wait for your perfection. I waited for your permission. And now heaven is roaring over you. Go. Now. Let it be heard. Your story is not just survival. It is strategy. It is a message written in fire carried through. Storms now spoken with resurrection breath. Let the world hear what shame tried to silence. Let your tears become testimony. Let your roar remind the darkness. You made it, and you're not going back. They may have underestimated you, but I never did. I crafted your voice for such a time as this. I shaped your spine to stand when others fall. I anointed your mouth to speak, even when your voice shakes. And every time you speak truth, every time you choose love, every time you roar with faith instead of fear, you become the earthquake that shakes old systems to the ground. Don't hold back. Let the earth hear you. Let the enemy hear you. Let the heavens echo with the sound of a child who refuses to stay silent any longer. Roar like one who has walked through fire and came out carrying flame. Roar like one who has buried fear and unearthed glory. Roar not for applause, but because you carry the breath of God and it will not be wasted. The darkness cannot hold what has been awakened. The world cannot ignore what is now alive. So say it with your life. Say it with your fire. Say it with your roar. I am not going back. I am not staying down. I rise, and I will never be silent again. This is not the same ground I once wept on. This is no longer the battlefield where I lost myself. This is my ground now. I do not walk through it as a victim. I walk through it as heir, an heir to power I didn't earn, but was born for. An heir to favor not purchased, but promised. The ashes under my feet, I rise from them. The voices in my past, I silence them. The fear that once ruled me, I have outrun it. This is my ground now, and I speak over it with fire. Peace, not panic. Healing, not shame. Destiny, not delay. I do not tremble here anymore. This ground no longer holds my tears. It holds my testimony, and wherever I walk from, this moment forward, whether desert or mountaintop, crowds or solitude, I walk with command. I walk with clarity. I walk with God. Let the darkness remember this day. The silent one has spoken. The hidden one has stepped forward. The flame they thought they buried burns brighter than ever. And now I say aloud, for the earth to echo and the heavens to record, I will not go back. I will not be quiet. I will not live beneath what God has written over me. This is my time. This is my rise, this is my roar, and this is my ground now.